Hey, so what is up, people's YouTuber first, as promised. I'm doing the video there that I promised y'all. I'm gonna do a deep dive into Scabbers' enclosure, what he does, what I do with him on, almost a daily basis kind of a thing. And we're gonna go ahead and show you guys how I do stuff with him. Because he's by himself. This is a thing that I have to do for him. He's a special needs. You're not able to tell with his tail right now. I have to scoot down a bit. There we go. You can't tell with his tail right now from in here, but this little guy has a stubby tail. Let me show you real quick. I'll kind of bring him up closer to the camera and everything. Hi, friend. He's gotten a lot older, so he's calmed down a whole bunch. He's much easier to pick up and everything. He's not as scurry. Scurry? That's a word. Hey, buddy. How you doing, friends? Yeah, I got him in October last year, so in about a month he would be here a year with me. And he spent maybe 6 to 8 months at the PetSmart that I was working at the time. So he is about 2 years old. And I don't know if you can tell, but that end of the tail, let's see if we can get you to show your special little tail, buddy. I know. Want to come up? I can't pick you up when you're in between things. Hi. Come on up. Scoops. All right. Yeah, and as you guys can see with his tail, it's a little stubby. He got a little stub tail. But he's okay. Here. Pause. Sometimes I like to have him just kind of run around on the couch and stuff too. He's very good now. When he was younger, I didn't do this as much. And all the wires and things get tucked under that blanket there, so he can't chew on anything he's not supposed to. No tinfoil burritos for my little rat friend, that's for sure. And he'll run around and explore and stuff. We do that with him, or I do that with him, and I also kind of put him into that little enclosure thing. I'll get this wrapped around in a circle, and then the little guy right there, that's a really good shot of his tail, actually. You can see he's got the little end nipped off. Under his fur and stuff, he probably still has scars from that attack as well. What I'll do is I'll have him over here running around and stuff and playing. I like to kind of put him there first with a little blanket or something because he likes to try and hide under it and play in it and everything. I'll leave him some of his toys and stuff he can play with and chew on. Always have chews for these little friends and everything too. And I'm actually going to give him a chicken foot right now too, so he has something else. He kind of ate up all those other chicken fights. Yes, you did. Oh, this is a fresh chicken foot bag. You get fresh feets. There you go, buddy. Fresh feets. There's also a very special treat at the end of your cleanup, too. And what I do with him, he stays in here. When he was younger, he would try and climb out of it, so I used to watch him very carefully. But now, he just kind of runs around in that spot and plays like that while I take care of everything. He does have a whale. It's a big blue whale. But the dude does not like to use it. He prances around like that instead, the funny little guy. He likes being more horizontal than he does vertical. But, I mean, also it could be the age and how old he is. You know, when he was younger, he was climbing, running, doing everywhere. Now he just kind of skips around, digs, likes to explore. He has fun with life, man. Now let's go ahead and get you guys over to the enclosure side of things. I can point out how I have the part where he sleeps in and where he eats his food at and everything. So right here, you can see it's messy and stuff. Some of his older chicken feet, he's kind of eaten mostly up, and this will go out into being dumped outside in nature and stuff. That is his special food dish. When I give him treats or something, I put it in here. So after his cleanup, we always give him something special. I already heated something up for him. It's cooling off now, and he's going to enjoy it once it is all done here. That water dish right there, or not dish, that water bottle right there is amazing. Love this thing because the opening is so stinking wide. You can get in there with towels and stuff real easy. I'm gonna probably need 2 hands for this. One moment. You can see this water bottle has a very wide mouth, man. So you can get in there real easily with a paper towel and clean it up real good along the edges and stuff right there. So you can see how easy, like a lot of them usually are so small, it's hard to just even get your pinky with the towel through to go ahead and get it. This one, I mean, you don't even need to worry that much about it, really. Thankfully, it's been holding up with him since I've had him, and it's glass, too, so, that's hard, that's on the metal. Okay, so, there we go, there's that glass noise, haha. But it's glass, and with rats and stuff, you would probably prefer to use a glass water bottle because they will chew through plastic for the most part, especially if they're younger. You can see he's got chew toys and everything. He's using them. I like hanging stuff up so he can kind of lean up, climb, and get some different aspects of things. I put his food in here. I was putting it in a dish, but he kept burying it with the, all the bedding and everything, and he kept knocking it over. So I don't want him knocking his food over, using the bathroom on it, and trying to eat it. So I keep his food up here. He's never used the bathroom on top of his enclosure on this like this, so I have been using it here. He does use the bathroom on top of this thing sometimes, so this one needs to be cleaned up actually. You can see some messes right there. So we take that away. That is one of those toys he had. It was a little wicker chew thing. He destroyed that. Wicker balls are fun for them too. The old man still got some climbs in him. What you doing, buddy? Hi. You're gonna get stuck up there, bud. Need help? All right, big scoops. Oh, I hear you. You're making noises. You're saying stuff. I know how to distract you. Hold on. I was gonna save this nugget until after you were done getting your cleanup. But here's a chicken nug for you. There you go, buddy. Little nug. Eat the nug. Are you so excited about everything else going on you can't even get the nug? I know you're not in your eating spot. Eat the nugget. There you go, like a chewy bar. Distraction acquired. There we go. While he's distracted with chicken nug, I got that water in the background running across the log to break up all the mess. And I'm going to take this stuff out, and we're going to dump this into nature, is what I do with this. It is nice and clean. This is not real wood, by the way. This is stone kind of thing. I like using this kind of stuff for him because he runs across it and his nails get filed across this kind of thing. So both this and that enclosure right there are made of like a ceramic stone kind of thing. But I'm going to go ahead and take this. We're going to dump this outside because this is all good stuff for nature. The squirrels will eat the extra rat food, and the bedding and stuff breaks down. This kind of like wicker stuff is good for compost. So we're going to go ahead and give a little bit back from nature, because we did take this from nature to begin with. This is all dumped out. I need to wipe it out with some water and stuff. I don't use any soap when I'm cleaning out his enclosure. So in the garden here, some of it, and along the hill, kind of sprinkled some of that down. And there's seeds and stuff under that. Some of the grass was growing in and whatnot. This whole area got hit with rain really bad, and it kind of washed a lot of the roots out from the grasses. So we're trying to replenish that by adding some of the extra bird seed and proper composting material to hopefully recover what was lost as far as plant life go. Did that nugget not keep you on the floor, buddy? Oh my goodness. I just came back in with your thing. What you doing? What you doing? You cute little friend. You don't usually climb like this so much. You're in a good mood? Okay, let's see if we can pick you up again. Can you come up? Can you come up? Can you come up? There we go. I know it's so weird picking up with one hand. He's very sweet, though. He is a little bit, like, he's skittish around some people. If he meets you for the first time, he's not going to come out and say hi. He will also not really bite or anything. I've never had him bite anybody. He only bit my fingernail a bit on accident because I was putting a piece of food up to him, and he was just too gluttonous for it, is really what happened with that. Anywho, let's get the bedding all set back up and go ahead and get him back in his place. But yeah, man, rats are amazing little friends. They have a short lifespan, but they are smart and trusting to those who take excellent care of them. I am shouting a bit because I'm walking away. I forgot I didn't have the bedding up close. Do I plan things for these videos? No. So I like to use the play on bedding. That's kind of my more favorite thing to use for him. I know the bag was upside down, so what? You can flip it over the TV or your phone to see it up right side up, but it's play on, so here, right side up. Ta-da! Scabbers, you're climbing again! Oh no! Let me get this bedding in first. You gotta see what he's doing here. Hold on, let me flip this. Little guy being silly. Oh, hey! Expert camera work, huh? Yeah! That's that good camera angle-age we like to see. That's just silly dude. Alright, but what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of putting some bedding out and everything, as you can see right here. buddy, you're so silly. Eat your nugget and enjoy. Alright, so a little bit of a wipe down, nothing too strenuous. I don't use soaps or chlorine. Ow, buddy, that was my clothing, you bit. You nipped my butt a bit. Not on purpose. I wasn't even my butt. I could feel him nibbling at my my pants. I didn't want him tearing a hole in the pants. Obviously, if you bit me, you would have seen a much more wild reaction. So what I'm doing here is I'm breaking up the bedding very fine, very sort of like low. Rats don't normally really dig, so they do not need the thick substrate that you would need for, I would say, hamsters and gerbils, because they are a burrowing creature, and they do like a thick substrate. At least I say, personally, I like more of a 6-inch sort of like bedding, you know? That much bedding. They love to dig. You need to have some systems where they can kind of make their tunnels and feel happy. Because when they get really scared, hamsters will actually go into those tunnels rather than their hides. Especially if you're someone who takes the hides off from the top of them a lot, they will often choose to be in the bedding as far low as they can when scared because they don't want to get picked up or anything. They're still very fragile little creatures, so you have to be careful with them. All right, bedding's good. Set up. Now we just slide it back in place. Give it a little slide. Bada bang. And I do have to vacuum and everything too. I made it a little short this morning, saw how dirty the floor was, and so I gotta vacuum that, and then I realized, well, I would have to vacuum twice if I do his deep cleans before vacuuming, so I don't want to make it that much more noisier for him. So, alright, that's it. Mostly put back together. We're gonna go ahead and get the rest going here. Give me a moment! Alright, so I went ahead and kind of put most of it back together and everything, including the water bottle. With the water bottles, let me pull this back up real quick to show you guys. You never want to make them too tall. You want gappage, because if you fill it up all the way, what happens is it forms kind of like a suction in a sense. The water's not going to move through. You need a little bit of a bubble because water is polarizing. It follows itself. If you fill the container so tight with water, the water's not going to want to go anywhere. So you need a little air bubble and water will come out. Another good thing to do is always check your nozzle. Give it a couple of taps with your finger, like you were an animal chewing at it, and that will let you know if your nozzle's still good to go or not. And that one obviously definitely is. I'm really happy with this water bottle. There's not many times where little animal water bottles are just that stinking awesome, you know? Alright, moving the past the camera real quick. Alright. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do him a little favor. I'm going to break up his nugget that he started eating into here so it's easier bites for him, and he can kind of leisurely take chunks out of the chicken. Now, rats are omnivorous. You can feed them meats, you can feed them veggies, you can do fruits, but treat fruits like candy. If you give them too much, they will get what's called wet tail, and wet tail is pretty much the runs, and if they get that, they can dehydrate so stinking easily, and it can be a very bad time, you know? It won't be fun for no one, essentially. Or won't be fun for no one. That's a double negative. It's no fun for anyone, is what I'm trying to say. That's what we're getting at. And now you guys are kind of looking at that enclosure and everything. What I'm going to do here is when I get the star of the show. Look at that cute little face. Look at that cute little face. Okay. He's a bit of a chunky guy and everything, but I'm surprised he was doing so much activity. He was in a very active mood today. He doesn't climb like that normally, so I'm very happy he's doing good. Oh, buddy. Now he just wants to rest. It is afternoon, pretty much about 1 o'clock or so. Rats are nocturnal creatures. They will kind of also, like I said, they're smart creatures, so they'll kind of change their sleep schedule to adapt to you, making them almost crepuscular. Crepuscular simply means most active during the twilight hours, either early in the morning, at the dawn, or later in the evening, and when it's nighttime, twilight kind of area. A lot of creatures that follow crepuscular are usually prey, so stuff like leopard geckos, chinchillas, things like that. They'll do that to kind of get away from their predators' eating times, in a sense, because birds are probably their most primary sort of attackers to them. And they're the ones most searching for those kind of snacks, the birds of prey, falcons, hawks, things like that, whatever is the native raptor for that area. So they will adjust their sleep schedule to hide from animals that are preying on them. Cats are crepuscular because they hunt those very things as well. They just have adaptations with their eyes and everything to make it so that they hunt a little better in that sort of very dim lighting, in a sense, where birds who are sight hunters and fly way up high are not going to see all the animals and stuff as easily as if it was in midday. So, with that, that is pretty much everything with Scabbers and whatnot. I is a very special friend. He's a special need little guy, and he is very sweet to people, but he gets very nervous around animals, especially other rats, rodents, and things. He's very afraid of them because he got hurt very bad when he was old enough to remember it. And that tail, man, that's a reminder. He's got that little stub tail because of his little incident. So we don't give him friends in the enclosure. What he gets is he's right by the door where people come in and out, and everyone's always so happy to see him. He's very sweet, very kind. He's just not very good about being held by other people, but he does like to hang out. He does like to say hi. I'm probably one of the few people that can pick him up very easily. As you can see, I got him with one hand and all that. But I'm going to let him enjoy his snacks. It looks like he's going to start sleeping soon. So that's pretty much what's different with Scabbers. He's cannot have a friend. He's older now, so I do not have a super duper huge enclosure for him. I did have someone say a hammock would be good, and I am on that idea. I'm going to give him a little hammock probably in that back corner or something right there to kind of give him something to kind of lay on. But I need to finish the rest of the cleaning. I need to get some of those, like, it just takes days for these tiny little cobwebs to come up, man. So we're going to get that off the top. I need to vacuum the floor. So it's more house cleaning stuff, not so much animal stuff. But I do hope you guys learn something a bit more about Scabbers and everything, and just some rat facts in general, you know? I didn't go into a whole big deep detail about rats as a species. Today was more of a deep dive into my little friend's life and living. We've been together for almost a year now, and I've worked with him for over a year when he was at PetSmart back when I worked with them. That Santa Claus thing, that's been alive since last December even. So, very happy to have him here. He was my little buddy after I lost my bunny Rain, so I'm very happy that he's around, and he does not have many more years left being a rat. They usually get at the most 3 or 4. Their average is somewhere between 2 and 3. So at his age, you know, he's doing good, in my opinion. He's having a good time. And that's all that really matters to me, man. Just gotta make sure that all these animals are happy, healthy, and can give them the best that they can based on their personal needs. Now, what's different with him from other rats? Rats do need friends. You would want larger enclosures than this. Things that have towers are what you're looking at. Stuff with ramps, stuff like that. But I take him out a lot. And as you can see, he plays on the couch. He plays along the floor. So he does have that stimulation. It's just, I'm there for him with it. He's definitely someone who I've learned that he is not like regular rats. And, you know, that's okay. Because these are the kind of animals that need the love the most. And I'm more than happy to help with that. So, I hope that you guys learned something like I was saying earlier. And I hope this was somewhat of an educational and at least a bit interesting to you, you know? Anywho, thank you guys so much for the love and support you've been giving me throughout this time. It's been almost a year and a half of me going in on all this. And I am just so thankful for the love and support. And with that, y'all have a definitely awesome good one, and I will see you here soon with some more videos and shorts. This ain't the last one for today, folks. We moving on. All right, peace out.